Okay, so hi there. Hi. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Building the Blockchain podcast. And I'm just getting everything set up for the show. Um, want to welcome you to this week's show. This is Web3 Wednesday on Building the Blockchain. And we're going to be talking about AI and blockchain and different types of technologies. Um, and so, welcome to the show. And make sure that you're checking out our podcast. We're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we are on LinkedIn, and we're also on Facebook. So we're on a lot of different channels streaming right now. So you can check us out wherever you are. So we might make it easy for you. And so we're helping people get more educated and learn about what's going on with AI and technology. So welcome to this week's show. This is the 8th episode for this year, and so what we wanted to talk about is how and we're going to get things kicked off, and we're going to talk about how AI is no longer a feature; it's the entire show at CES. So as CES comes up this year, we're going to have more things, and we want to preview how we're going to discover exhilarating AI trends that are taking over coming up in a few weeks. So we want to take a closer look. A coffee maker, a car, a pair of glasses, a robot vacuum. For years, under impossibly bright lights of Las Vegas, we've seen these as separate gadgets, individual products, and that are individual products. And as we saw those coffee makers and those different items as individual products, and when we saw that, we saw for years under the possibly bright lights of Las Vegas, we've seen these as separate gadgets, individual products on their own little islands of innovation. But this year really feels different. This year, they're all poised to become part of the same conversation, a silent, invisible dialogue that will happen all around us. Heading into CES 2026, one thing is becoming absolutely shockingly clear. AI is no longer a feature listed on the side of the box. It's no longer just a selling point. It's shaping up to be the entire show. And so, as we start to look at this, we're seeing that, and it could be it's looking how it's really going to start dominating this year, starting to take over a lot of aspects of CES, the entire show. So, um, uh, you know, it's a silent, invisible dialogue that's happens all around us. So as we head into 2026, one thing is becoming clear, and like I was saying, it's not going to be listed as on the side of a box anymore. It's no longer just a selling point anymore. It's shaping up to be the entire show, and how we are looking at that is how we're going to introduce and talk about that today is we're going to discuss for what feels like a decade. We've been talking about it for a long time. AI powered has been the most overused phrase in tech. It's been slapped onto everything from toothbrushes to televisions, often meaning little more than a slightly more advanced algorithm. But that era seems to be finally definitely over as we look towards the floor of CES 2026. And I'm checking my inbox. I'm looking that the conversation is fundamentally changing. We're no longer just talking about smart devices, we're talking about intelligent environments. The big story isn't really going to be a single show stopping gadget, as exciting as those are. The real story will be the quiet seismic shift happening underneath it all. AI is starting to really become um, the foundation. It's becoming infrastructure. It's becoming like the plumbing on the electrical grid in your house. It's becoming like an invisible foundational fabric that you just expect to be there, connecting every single thing we see. This isn't about everything connecting to a distant, all powerful cloud anymore. We're entering the era of edge first on device AI. It's a future where your devices are not just connected, but they're cognitive and text aware. They'll talk to each other, they'll learn from you, they'll act on your behalf without often you even needing to even ask anymore. This emerging reality is built on three revolutionary pillars we expect to see full on display. First one is edge AI, and then interoperability, and then true physical and agentic AI. So, in this video today, we're not just going to show you a random collection of cool new tech. We're going to go on a journey to prove a thesis. We're going to count down the top 10 exhibits, categories, and trends we predict will define CES 2026 and demonstrate how this new reality of being interconnected on device, on device artificial intelligence is creating a future you genuinely have to see to believe. This is looking like the year AI stops being a tool businesses use and becomes the fabric that businesses and our lives run on. And it's getting really exciting. I can see what's going on, and it's great to get to go to CES. And see this new reality. The new reality is AI as a infrastructure. So, before we start our countdown, it's critical to go back and understand the bedrock of this new world. For the longest time, smart meant being a device that had a Wi-Fi chip and could talk to a server somewhere far away. Your smart speaker didn't have a brain. It had a very long telephone line to a massive data center. As this created lag, and it raised privacy concerns and used a surprising amount of power. The revolution expected at CES is the widespread adoption of edge AI. Think of it as giving every device its own small local brain. Instead of sending every question to a distant server, the processing happens right there on the device itself. It's like having a calculator in your pocket versus having to phone a mathematician for every single sum and every single formula. The result is going to be blistering speed because there's no round trip to the cloud. So you reduce and get rid of the lag. Enhanced privacy because your personal data can stay inside your home, and incredibly efficient with new generations of low power AI chips that can run complex models without draining a battery in minutes. You'll see this principle in almost every product that we're going to talk about today on the podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. The second pillar is interoperability. For years, the smart home was a digital Tower of Babel. Your Amazon speaker couldn't talk to your Google thermostat, which then couldn't talk to your Apple smart lock. That's finally starting to be solved by universal standards with the Matter protocol at the forefront. So think of it like this. For decades, we've had a collection of brilliant solo musicians, each playing their own tune. Now, with standards like Matter, they've all been given the same sheet music. They're all finally playing from the same tune. They're finally forming an orchestra. This shift from smart objects to smart systems means devices no longer need to act alone. They can form context aware ecosystems that work in harmony. This interoperability is the glue holding the entire AI driven future together. It's very important, to see these changes as they are moving us forward. And that brings us to the third, and that brings us to perhaps the most exciting pillar, the rise of agentic and physical AI. For the past few years, AI has been largely passive. You ask a question, it gives you an answer, it lives behind the screen. But that's changing. Agentic AI is about creating autonomous systems that can reason, that can plan, and take multi step actions to achieve a goal. It's the difference between asking, "What's the weather?" and saying, "It looks like rain this afternoon. Please make sure the car windows are closed. Delay the sprinkler system and remind me to grab an umbrella before I leave for my 3 p.m. meeting." It's an AI that acts as your digital chief of staff. When you combine this with physical AI robots and drones that can manipulate and move through the real world, then you're essentially giving that disembodied brain a set of hands and feet. So the intelligence leaves the screen and now it can enter our physical spaces. That's what's really starting to look at what the future is going to look like. So these three forces, edge AI, interoperability, and agentic physical AI, are the threads that we believe will make up the new fabric of technology. So now let's see how they're likely to be woven into the products that will define our lives, starting with number 10. And with number 10, we want to start count down to the foundations of the AI fabric. And with these foundations, number 10 is the truly smart wearable, your personal health oracle. So a lot of health and wellness items are now wearable bracelets. So we begin with the technology that's closest to us, literally. For years, wearables have been glorified pedometers. They could count your steps and track your heart rate. Useful, but fundamentally reactive. That they tell you what you've already done. But as we're looking now and looking forward to CES 2026, we expect the entire category of wearables to show its maturity. We're moving from passive tracking to proactive preventative health. It's the difference between a report card that just tells you your grade and then a personal tutor who helps you study before the test. And what we're seeing as we're seeing a new generation of smart rings, wristbands, and patches that will likely be on display and packed with biosensors that we've never seen in consumer devices before. They will perform continuous on-device analysis of your biometrics thanks to powerful low-energy edge AI chips. These wearables won't just be sampling data, they'll be running complex machine learning models right there on your body. So imagine a device that doesn't just track your sleep quality, but analyzes microscopic changes in your temperature, heart rate variability, and respiratory patterns to predict the onset of an illness days before you even feel a symptom. So it can really go inside of your body and help you. Uh, and but the real magic is the reason this makes our list is the potential for this data to be used within a larger ecosystem. Thanks to interoperability, the wearable is no longer an island, it's a primary sensor for your entire life. Your wearable detects you had a restless night. It could then communicate this to your smart home, which will adjust the morning routine that you go through. The alarm gets pushed back by 15 minutes. The smart blinds rise more gently, and the coffee maker brews a slightly stronger cup. It might tell your car's AI that you're less alert, so the driver assist systems increase their sensitivity. And this is all happening in real time as you're waking up. It could be really tremendous, and even before you even start doing these things as an individual. This hyper personalization is its most profound form. It's not just about convenience, it's about a network of devices conspiring to improve your well being, all quarterbacked by the AI on your wrist. It's the perfect example how AI is becoming an invisible, essential utility, starting with the one device that knows you best. And that's really amazing. That's number 10. Number 9 that we're looking forward to is looking at the low power powerhouses, the next gen edge AI chips. And in the future, we're looking at this next entry might be on our least glamorous on the list, but it is without a doubt the most important. So you really can't see it, you can't touch it, but without it, nothing else we're discussing today would be possible. So, what I'm talking about is the new generation of ultra low powered edge AI processors that will be shown off by companies like Intel, Qualcomm, and NVIDIA. Now, for years, we've been thinking and counting on the dream of powerful on device AI. That dream was held back by a simple, brutal reality. Running complex neural networks requires a massive amount of computational power, which generates heat and devours batteries. So, you could have a smart device, or you could have a device with a day long battery life, but you generally couldn't have both. CES 2026 could be the year that compromise starts to fade away and die. What we're looking now at, we expect to see chip designers demonstrating processors no bigger than a fingernail that can run sophisticated language and vision models using a fraction of the power of their predecessors. Uh, they're achieving this through new specialized architectures. These aren't general purpose CPUs. They are silicon brains that are custom built for one purpose, to run AI models efficiently. This is the hardware that enables a security camera to perform complex object recognition on device without sending video to the cloud. This is what allows a pair of AR glasses to do real time language translation without needing to be tethered to a phone. And this is what will allow a humanoid robot to process its complex sensory input and makes decisions in milliseconds. And AI is the engine of this new technological era. But these chips are the fuel injectors, the turbochargers, and the transmission all in one. So they are what make the power of AI practical and accessible. We anticipate demonstrations where AI powered laptops boast multi day battery lives and where tiny drones can perform complex navigational feats entirely on their own. So, this and these advancements in silicon are the unsung heroes of CES 2026. They're going to represent a fundamental breakthrough that moves advanced AI from the exclusive domain of massive data centers into every into virtually every object around us. It's the democratization of intelligence, and it's happening at the silicon level. And it's going to really start coming together this year, next year, as we move to 2026. So in number 8, we're going to be talking about the contextual kitchen. This is where the appliances start to collaborate. So let's move from the abstract to the deliciously concrete. Let's talk about food and the kitchen. The smart kitchen concept has been a CES staple for years, but it's always been a little bit clumsy. The difference in 2026 is that kitchen appliances are no longer just connected, they're becoming cognitive and, more importantly, collaborative. It's as if they've graduated from being solo acts to a tightly knit culinary team. And so once we start seeing these interactions, we're going to see at the booths from major brands like TCL, LG, Samsung, and others, we're likely to see entire kitchen ecosystems that operate as a single intelligent unit. Now, this is where the orchestra analogy comes back into practice. So let's walk through a scenario that is now becoming a reality. You're looking for dinner ideas. You're hungry and you glance at your smart display, and using its built-in camera, you might identify the ingredients that you have on your counter. It might help you identify the ingredients that you have on the counter. Of course, referencing that with your family's dietary preferences and health goals, perhaps probably from the wearable that you have, it can suggest a few recipes. So, say you can now pick one recipe that it suggests. Instantly, the recipe could be sent to the smart oven, which automatically preheats to the correct temperature. The steps might appear on your smart refrigerator screen. As you cook, a smart ventilation hood can monitor air quality and adjust its fan speed automatically. So uh, after dinner, you load the dishwasher. It might communicate with your home energy management system, scheduling its cycle to run when the electricity rates are lowest. And could do that. And this is not going to be just a series of individual commands, it's a seamless workflow. So each appliance is aware of the others and the overall context in the kitchen. The intelligence isn't just any single device, it's in the network. The kitchen is no longer a collection of dumb machines, it's becoming an active, intelligent partner. That could be something we could look forward to. Um, and now we want to talk about the AI we can see. There's going to be a lot of things about robots, and so we'll be able to see a lot of things about robots. So number 7, we're going to cover the industrial coworker, the rise of physical AI. So now we're going to move out of the home, and now we're going to move into a situation where into business, into factories and warehouses. So really, for decades, industrial robots have been powerful, but they haven't really been that smart. They've been kind of stupid. They've been kind of like caged beasts performing the exact same repetitive motion millions and millions of times. Well, now CES 2026 is set to showcase the next generation robots that are uncaged, collaborative, and intelligent. This is the world of physical AI. So, companies will likely demonstrate that robots just don't follow pre programmed paths. They perceive, they understand, and they adapt to the environment in real time. So, by using advanced 3D vision, onboard AI, these robotic arms can identify and pick parts from a bin of jumbled objects, a classic robotics challenge that is now largely being solved. We expect to see mobile robots that are able and are navigating simulated warehouse floors, not by following lines on the ground, but by actually building a dynamic map of their surroundings and collaborating with human workers. So now we'll be able to take, um, they can map their surroundings by using things like technology like LiDAR for individual robots. So the big theme here is going to be human robot interaction. They aren't just human replacements, they're collaborators. They're going to be designed with safety sensors and predictive AI that allows them to work side by side with people without massive safety cages. This is crucial for businesses that can't afford to re engineer an entire factory floor. That's important. And what's enabling this leap? Because again, we're seeing that it's the convenience of our key themes, a powerful edge processing that allows the robot to make split-second decisions without cloud latency. Advanced sensor suites will give it a superhuman awareness of its surroundings, like lidar um, models, and a new layer of world models, a type of AI that has a deep intuitive understanding of physical spaces, giving these machines a form of common sense. It's the difference between a GPS blindly following coordinates and an experienced driver who actually understands what a road or a traffic jam is. These are no longer just tools of automation, but they're becoming tools of endurance, poised to fill critical labor shortages in manufacturing and logistics. Number six that we're going to cover is the last mile automation. As delivery bots are going to get smarter and be able to deliver more things directly to us. Uh, from the large scale warehouse, we're going to zoom into the final and the most complex part of the supply chain, the last mile. Delivering a package to a customer's doorstep is notoriously difficult and expensive. At CES 2026, we're going to anticipate that we're going to see a fleet of last mile delivery robots that are finally smart enough to tackle this challenge. It's been facing the delivery for years. These won't be the simple cooler on wheel robots from a few years ago. The new generation of delivery automations are being designed to be agile, contextually aware, and deeply integrated into the urban fabric. We're likely to see demos of robots that can navigate crowded city sidewalks and dynamically reroute around temporary obstructions. They do this using sophisticated fusion of cameras, like I was mentioning, LiDAR. and onboard AI that processes the world in real time. That's what LiDAR does. But what might truly set them apart is their potential ability to communicate. This interoperability is in motion. These robots could one day be in constant dialogue with city infrastructure, acting like tiny automated diplomats. Uh, their vision is for them to request a green light to cross a quiet street from a smart traffic signal or communicate with the access of system of an apartment building to be let into the lobby. When the robot arrives at the customer's door, it could send a secure one-time access code to their phone to unlock its storage compartment. So you might be able to do a robot might be able to do this and do the last mile. So this entire journey would be a symphony of interconnected systems. This isn't just about dropping a package on a porch. It's about creating a complete logistics solution that's more efficient and secure. It showcases a future where autonomous agents don't just move through our world, but they actively interact and negotiate with it. And that is something that we can look forward to. And number five is what we're looking at is the retail revolution, the end of the checkout line. So we're looking at innovations in for that too, for checkouts when people are shopping in person. Our final stop before we take a break for the second half and talk about things is the retail store. When you shop in person, for years, retail has been trying to bridge the gap between online convenience and in-person experience. At CES 2026, AI could finally make that happen, transforming the retail floor into an intelligent and seamless environment. So we're expecting and anticipating to see multiple companies demonstrating a fully automated checkout experience. So imagine walking into a store, grabbing what you need, and simply walking out. A network of cameras and shelf sensors powered by on site edge AI could track what you pick up with high accuracy. Your virtual cart could be updated in real time, and your account could be automatically charged as you leave. I've seen some of those. Amazon is doing some of those where they're trying to automate when you have Amazon on your phone. The checkout line would simply be gone. And in that case, but the revolution, it could go deeper than that. Humanoid service robots might be a more common sight in these simulated retail environments. So, powered by advanced conversational AI, they could answer complex customer questions, provide personalized recommendations, and lead you to an item's exact location because they would be connected to the same inventory system as the smart shelves. They would be able to have perfect real time knowledge of what's in stock and where it is in the store. And behind the scenes, this AI driven system is a data analytics powerhouse. It's providing the store with unprecedented insights into consumer behavior and inventory levels, all while aiming to protect individual privacy through on site processing. So, this convergence of computer vision, robotics, and ambient computing is creating a vision for retail that is faster, that is more convenient, and more personalized than ever before. And what we now we're going to start talking about is in this coming in this section, we're going to be talking about some items um, about. Let's talk about, and maybe let's pause for a moment. Uh, we're halfway through, and we're getting a clear picture of what's emerging. We're anticipating AI embedded in our wearables, making them health oracles. We're expecting to see it in the silicon chips that will power everything. We're looking for it to orchestrate our kitchens, collaborate in our factories, and revolutionize how we shop and receive goods. So far, the trend is AI becoming faster, more efficient, and more physical. But it's the interconnection, the way that these separate domains are beginning to communicate, that's the real story here. The wearable that could influence your car, the home that might schedule itself based on the energy grid, the delivery bot that could talk to the building. This is the fabric we expect to see woven in real time. Before we get into our top four, which are truly mind bending, I want to hear from you. And we want to make sure that we're staying in touch. Which one of these applications, from the contextual kitchen to the industrial worker, feels more like science fiction and or is finally becoming reality? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this, dive deep into the future that will be unfolding at CES 2026. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. We'll be going even deeper into these technologies in the upcoming weeks, so you won't want to miss it. So let's get into the top four, and that's where things get really interesting. Uh, so now we're going to see the AI ecosystem unleashed in the top tier, the sentient vehicle. Your cockpit becomes a co pilot. Coming in at number four, we have the automobile. So for years at CES, the car has been evolving into a computer on wheels. But in 2026, it's likely to evolve again into a true partner. We're moving far beyond just self-driving capabilities. The car is becoming a sentient mobile node in your personal AI ecosystem. Major automakers and tech companies are expected to showcase vehicles where the entire cabin has been reimagined as an intelligent, human-centered space. The star of the show could be a layer device that of AI is deeply aware, and passengers can see in the cabin centers might be able to see the read the driver's facial expressions and tone of voice. Is the driver stressed? The AI might soften the cabin lighting. Is the driver getting drowsy? The AI could then uh, increase airflow and could verbally engage the driver to keep them alert. This is proactive safety, not just reactive alerts. Uh, the windshield itself in a car is also transforming using augmented reality. The AI could project navigational cues directly onto the road ahead and highlight potential hazards, all while trying to reduce cognitive load and keep the driver's eyes on the road. But the true leap forward will be the car's integration with the rest of your life. It will be connected to your smart home and your personal AI agent. As you drive home, the car could communicate your ETA to the house, which begins adjusting the thermostat and turning on the lights. It knows your calendar. If you have a meeting across town, it might check real time traffic and suggest the optimal time to leave. This is the AI defined vehicle. It's no longer just a mode of transportation, it's becoming a personal assistant, a guardian, and a seamless extension of your digital life. It's a powerful demonstration of how agentic, interoperable AI can transform into a familiar object into something profoundly more intelligent. Number three, the AI agent that runs your life, the true digital assistant. For number three, we're looking at something you can't hold in your hand. It's about the software layer that sits on top of everything, the agentic AI. For years, we've had AI assistants, but they're more like voice activated search engines. They can perform simple single tasks, but they generally can't reason or execute complex projects. At CES 2026, we're finally expecting to see public facing demos of true AI agents that could be a game changer. The difference is like having a librarian who can find any book you ask for versus a personal assistant who can read all those books, synthesize the information, and write a report for you. Startups and major players alike will likely demonstrate AI agents that function as an extension of the user. The potential is staggering. Imagine giving AI a simple command like, my sister is flying in to visit next weekend, handle it. The AI agent could spring into action. It might access your contacts to get her flight details and book a ride from the airport. Seeing a dinner reservation on your calendar, it might try to modify it from two people to three. If the restaurant is full, the agent could find and suggest other highly rated options. It might even order groceries for the weekend based on recipes it knows your sister enjoys. This wouldn't be a script. This would be the AI reasoning and problem solving in real time, coordinating different services and devices to achieve a single goal. Gartner predicts that by 2026, 40% of enterprise applications will feature these task specific AI agents. And from a simple question, it's going to be able to help you. And this is going to be the evolution from a simple assistant that answers questions to an autonomous agent that gets things done. It's the brain that could coordinate other AI powered devices in our lives. And as we start finishing up with the last two, the fully smart orchestrated smart home, a day in a intelligent life. We talked about smart kitchens, wearables, and AI agents. Now, at number two, we could see it all to come together in the fully orchestrated smart home. Orchestrated companies that are doing things like Samsung, TCL, are not just showing individual products. They're presenting their vision for entire integrated ecosystems. They're likely to have exhibits that let us experience a day in the life of a truly intelligent environment. The experience promises to be magical because it aims to be invisible. It's like having a silent, invisible butler who anticipates your every need instead of a collection of gadgets you constantly have to boss around. You might wake up not to a blaring alarm, but as smart blinds slowly brighten the room and sync with your natural sleep cycle communicated by your wearable. You could walk into the kitchen and a display shows on your calendar tailored headlines, a traffic report for your commute, while the coffee maker starts your favorite brew. The intelligence is ambient. Presence sensing could allow the home to know where everyone is, adjusting lighting and temperature as you enter and exit rooms. Security could be equally seamless, using familiar face recognition to unlock the door for family members while creating temporary access for a delivery robot. When you leave, it might not check to do, it might not need to do a frantic check. You could simply say goodbye, or the house detects you've left and it initiates a lockdown procedure. This isn't a collection of gadgets controlled by an app. This is the vision of a single cohesive, responsive entity. It's an environment that learns your habits and anticipates your needs. It's the ultimate expression of AI as infrastructure, the orchestra playing the perfect harmony, creating a home that doesn't just house you, but truly understands you. And number one, the humanoid robot, as we'll start entering the home, the ghost in the machine gets a body. And that brings us to number one, the technology that will likely draw the biggest crowds and spark the most debate as we get to see a lot of people come there. I know there's probably about 40,000, 130,000, 140,000 people. And so the biggest crowds will be able to debate this. And this probably will spark the most debate. For the first time, we're going to see multiple companies presenting consumer grade humanoid robots, not just as impressive demos, but as products you can have in your home within the next few years. This is the moment where the ghost in the machine gets a body. This is where physical AI becomes personal. Walking through these exhibits is going to probably likely be surreal. We expect to see humanoid robots performing genuinely useful domestic tasks with a grace that was just science fiction a few years ago. A robot might be methodically tidying a simulated living room using AI to recognize its objects and infer where they belong. In another demonstration, a robot could be assisting in the kitchen, handing a human chef ingredients in response to natural language commands. The key breakthrough is that these robots are becoming more practical. Thanks to advances in manufacturing, companies are talking about price points that, while still high, are moving out of the realm of research labs and closer to early consumer adoption. But what makes the humanoid robot the undisputed number one trend to watch at CES 2026 is that the ultimate conversion device is going to be. It's the physical embodiment of every other trend we have discussed. It will run on a powerful edge of AI processors. It will be packed with sensors. It will rely on interoperability to communicate with other smart devices. When the AI agent needs something done in the physical world, retrieve an item, assist a resident, or investigate a noise, the humanoid robot could be its hands and feet. This is the final piece of the puzzle. We have built an invisible ambient layer of intelligence. We have created a software agent to orchestrate it, and now are giving that intelligence a physical form to interact with our world in the most human-like way possible. It's awe-inspiring, a little unsettling, and undeniably the future. This could be the moment AI steps out from behind the screen and starts living along beside us. And so we want to, as we wrap up, as we conclude, the invisible revolution and our AI future. So there you have it. From the health monitoring oracle on your wrist to the humanoid robot that could be one day tidying up your living room, the signs on the road of CES 2026 are overwhelming. As we've seen from these predictions, AI is no longer just a feature, it's the quiet, invisible foundational layer for everything. It's becoming the operating system for our connected lives. The story of CES 2026 likely won't be about any one device. It will be about how all the devices are finally starting to work together as a single intelligent system. This transition to an ecosystem of edge first, interoperable, and agentic AI has profound implications. It promises a future of hyper personalization where our technology anticipates our needs. It promises a future of enhanced safety both in our cars and homes. It promises to give us back our most valuable resource, time. But this future also brings critical responsibilities. As AI becomes more autonomous, the conversations about responsible AI, data privacy, and sustainability will be more important than ever. We must build these systems and intelligence systems with ethical guardrails, ensuring that the technology serves humanity. The focus on low power architectures isn't just about battery life, it's about creating a sustainable technological future. The invisible revolution is here. AI is quietly becoming the essential utility of the 21st century, as fundamental as electricity was to the 20th. It will reshape our homes, our vehicles, our workplaces, and our society in ways we are only just beginning to imagine. So I have to ask you, which one of these innovations are you most excited or maybe even a little nervous about? Let me know about your thoughts in the comments and stay in touch. If you want to stay ahead of the curve of the technologies that's actively shaping our world, make sure that you subscribe to Building the Blockchain and turn on notifications. Uh, the future is arriving faster than ever. We're here to break it down for you. We're going to be at CES 2026, so we're going to be doing these between now and then we'll be live streaming from there. So it's going to be exciting. So we're here to break it all down for you. Thanks for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and to Building the Blockchain podcast. And we want to just thank you for tuning in and checking us out. And we'll be back with another stream and another podcast shortly. And so have a great day and enjoy your day and stay safe. And thank you for watching Building the Blockchain. I'm David, and have a great day.